Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back here with the worst of the worst tournament. Everyone's favorite tournament where you're not only gonna get scared by our sets, because we are starting off with, as you can see, a Dredge on mid-twitch, one of the spookiest sets in the game. Also gonna get scared by the absolutely horrendous gameplay we're gonna be seeing here. We do get a pretty fast early TP off, and we're gonna be starting Chase here. Gray, our killer player right now. I'm pretty sure a player with 800 hours on DVD, and I'm definitely sure we're going to be seeing that. But luckily, I don't have to endure this by myself. I have my lovely co-caster here. Baron, welcome back.
What is happening, Center? I have to say, I am not excited for these games. I'm not ready to look at all these trash plays and let these players know what I truly think. What was that whiff? Hello? But anyways, yeah, I'm all jokes aside, I'm very excited to be here. What do you think the expected result is here?
I'm not entirely sure. We have some pretty strict balancing on the worst of the worst because, you know, we're too scared of people just getting 4K 2 and 4K freed. We're actually only allowing killers like I think one regression perk, so we have their pain res, but I feel like Dredge is definitely a killer that besides Sloppy kind of relies on generation perks like Eruption, Ruin, and the Dying, and actually getting a hook right on top of the generators here. PX Gaming doing an amazing job to die as far away as possible from this progress gen, which means we're also going to instantly start Chase with ETV Serenox and get a nice free tag, which of course with Sloppy is going to be extra painful, and especially once we kick this gen, we could even just... Wait, did we already kick the gen, or are we for gore? Because I feel like this is definitely a hook you want to camp out a little bit. You already got that injury, you kind of have the pressure on the map, and Gray, I think, finally realizing as well, gonna go back on his mistake and just do the right thing real quick while another generator actually pops in the distance.
Yeah, it took him the second to realize what the right play was. We brought in Dragon's Grip to the game, and it definitely eluded me as to why we didn't kick the gen for so damn long. But okay, we finally see another tag coming in. Is this a trade? What is happening here? I mean, I suppose that's fine. It's better than him hitting second, but this is hashtag not the true Baron. But we do see a down coming in real quick, and he teleports across the map and has a really good find, and what a drop that was. I don't know if I'd say better safe than sorry, or what, but I think he's going to be going down anyways. God Palette seems to have done nothing for him. He did absolutely nothing with that absolutely very precious resource. And I think we're going to be seeing a really fast down here. I think the hours of the players here are truly beginning to show themselves. And we see another fast pull coming in. 3 hooks at 3 gens. This is not an awful result for our Dredge so far.
Yeah, I mean, what's actually unfortunate is we found the survivor we hooked first, so they're going to be going right back onto the hook. There's been at least one survivor pressuring another generator because survivors actually aren't healing yet, which is definitely very, very dangerous. I mean, against Dredge and Nightfall, having multiple injuries up at the same time is super scary, and that's why finally survivors are going to decide to get rid of those injuries before they decide to push for any more gens. Because if they decide to just push through gens now, PX probably wouldn't be able to get saved. They would probably just be going into a 3v1 with maybe one extra gen popping, but once you hit that 3v1, especially with some injuries, it's impossible to do anything against Dredge. Survivors, however, I mean, I don't know where Gray's looking, but we're not looking where we need to be looking, because we give them the free reset, we give them pop another gen for free, we're gonna give them this pull for free, most likely with a 2-man save coming out from either the middle area, but this actually looks like a hook that might be kind of body blockable for the killer. I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to see that though. Survivors are just taking their sweet time because yeah, we don't have to do anything, we're just doing gens, and our Dredge Gray is just kind of standing here. Nothing right now.
What in the troll? Is this 3 No, oh my god, wait! He's blocking the prompt entirely! Oh wait, no! Oh, they get it! Oh my gosh! Gray is certainly feeling as if he pulled off something rather some shitty right there. But I think it's gonna be, it could work out for him. He's right on his tunnel's tail, and there isn't a whole lot that they can do here. They bolted right back into the killer, curiously enough. If there isn't a hit tank coming in, this has to have been the shittiest play that I've witnessed. Oh my god! What a hit tank does come in! Well played indeed. But how are they going to cope here? This is going to be an instant break, and he may just TP and cut her off. We're going to not kick this Jhin, which is fair. We're going to go ahead and continuing pursue this, and he's going in a really unfortunately unsafe spot. All he has to do is slam down that TP there, and this may be game set match for PXG right now. I don't know. I think the survivors may have a decent chance of coming out with some outs. This is not looking awful for them.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, this chase lasted quite long. I think Ray forgot he was playing Dredge, playing a little bit of Trapper over here, but yeah, so we did see one reset from survivors coming out. They're actually going to keep resetting now. They want to make sure they're kind of healthy going into the 3v1, which I think they're kind of undecisive. I mean, they're not fully reset. They still have an injury, but they also popped one gen. So either they could have just stacked and popped both gens, or... Okay, I mean, what am I watching, guys? We're just going to stack a gen and always be hit! No!
Wait.
Tries to leave! Oi, oi, oi. Oi, 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 oi.
This guy is an imposter. This is not the real Baron. I don't know what that was, brother. But holy, and wait! He was sitting in there to greet for the gen? What in the pub's mindset? Okay, so Nia, now exposed for an entire minute. We have Yunjin, who's over here. Actually, didn't they buff Dragon's Grip? Is it more than a minute now? But so Nia is exposed. Yunjin is injured. I think Gray could very comfortably sit there and ramp that gen and be totally fine.
I'm pretty sure we were right on top of Nia, but she managed to hide just barely. Like, we even had the killer instinct showing where she was, but we still didn't find her. And now we give the pull for free, and their exposed is gonna run out. Oh my god.
What oh, whoa! No, wait, no. Wait, what? Okay, I went from thinking that had to have been the most shittiest play I've seen in a hot minute to going, holy shit, that was big brain, and Gray just did not see the vision. But this pallet is down. He should go down pretty quickly, unless he manages to win a miraculous amount of 50s, which isn't unheard of. Oh my gosh, and he just won another one. But, I mean, if Gray wakes up and realizes that he actually has a power, maybe he could have gotten this down sooner, but it does come in, and it doesn't look like the survivors have a whole lot of prog to show for the fuckery that just went down. That hook's gonna come in. We have two people upstairs, one who opted to remain injured. Wait. What in the shit? Why are we going all the way down to the basement, chat? Is Gray okay? Does he realize what killer he's playing?
I think we're having a little bit of a... either a Mexican standoff, or we're just deciding to not do anything as the survivors are slow walking, getting their daily steps in, and the killer is having a little bit of a detour into the basement. I'm pretty sure survivors could have popped a gen by now. I mean, that chase lasted quite a bit longer than it needed to. We didn't even get the heal, so I really wonder what we've been doing all that time. But either way, we're going into the 2v1 now, which, I mean, it's Dredge. It's Dragons, it's Sloppy, and he has both Pain Reses available. If we let any more gens pop Baron, I'm gonna freak out and leave, I think. I think that's just not possible. Like, there's no human way. Oi. Well, there's a way, perhaps.
Yeah, there's a way. Honestly, man, I wouldn't blame you, but I don't know what we expected with our and players we're seeing right now. We just, like, hell, this man just opened up a fog vial, crouched, and prayed. What? I wouldn't do that in my wildest of pub survivor days. That was a play. That needs to go in the next compilation.
We might actually pop, like, if we lasted half a second longer there, or if there's no painters available. And then we have a painters right here.
Oh my god.
Oh, thank god. We almost gave this last generator for free by just committing a chase for too long, not checking on our gens, not applying Dragon Script, just playing Trapper once again, but actually still works out because the painters is right there. We're gonna be getting saved. And a little bit nice use of the power here. We're gonna be seeing Nia, who is playing with Sprint Burst apparently, when it's most definitely not banned. See a little bit of Grand Pop movement here, running into pretty much every single towel we have down here. So that's always nice.
I don't think Gray realizes the full utility of his power. I'm very curious as to why he didn't teleport upstairs. Perhaps the locker was cut off, but I don't think so. It looked like it was an option. Are we? Wait. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, it's obviously it's over. This is done. This is an interesting match indeed. I'd say the fog vial situation had to have been my favorite bit of fuckery that went down this whole match. What was your favorite?
I definitely like the fact where we, what was it, on 12, the chemistry room? There was two survivors, having a little bit of mutual fun right next to each other. And then after hooking one of them, we not only applied Dragon's Grip onto ourselves while the killer is right next to us, but we somehow managed to stealth right next to the killer, even with showing killer instinct. And the killer doesn't find us. I mean, that was a shit show of events going both ways there, and I don't know how that happened, but in the end, we come down to a relatively okay result for the killer, I would say. I mean, we were allowed quite a bit of decent perks, so I definitely think survivors should have done a better job here. I don't know about you. What do you think?
I definitely think the survivors could have secured a better result had they not spent so much of their time, quite frankly, jorking it. But you know, they came out with the 4K1. I think Gray's going to be pretty happy with that result, and their Gray's team is going to be looking to get some outs here. And I think it's very possible the survivors seem to have handed a rather free win con. So we'll just have to see what happens. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, dear viewers. We are here with the second trial of Seraphim vs. Affinity. Sorry for our slight delays. We had some minor, well, I'm saying minor, but there were some major problems with Team Seraphim. We had an issue with an E-sub, which they didn't handle correctly. Then we chose the wrong builds, and we had to take so much time delaying it. But now we're finally back in the game, and Wonderlord is running a not so wondrous build. We're running almost a identical copy to the killer from Team Seraphim, instead running Corrupt, which I think isn't really good on Dredge, because you should be able to round anywhere on the map at any time. Anyways, already getting a chase onto B though. Let's see how this ends.
Yeah, we'll see, and we already see a Team Seraphim serve being found already. Dropping God at the earliest hour, but you know, I suppose anything for to prevent the tag, right? So we see the E-sub already. Let's see if they're worth anything. They get the fast vault, not that that's gonna mean much. This door's gonna get broken, they're gonna find themselves hit. No matter really what they do in this situation. And what a shitty play that was. See, she's gonna get tagged. Why are we taking the tag? Why are we taking the tag into the dead zone? Like, tell me how on earth that possibly makes sense. And we're running into the killer. I see why this person is an E-sub and not on main roster.
Baron, I feel like when you get to a certain level in comp, you start to realize, like, hits are sometimes always gonna happen, and, like, they're expected. All you gotta do is make sure you don't take the worst hit possible, zone yourself, and instantly get two-tapped, right? Like, that's kind of something that's not good. I'm gonna have to, like, spell it out for Team Seraphim here, but that's something you usually want to avoid, tricks. Something you also want to avoid is putting yourself into these types of 50-50 situations, especially where you can't even see the killer. Never mind. We have Gramps Wonderlord on the killer, though. Wonderlord 02, I'm pretty sure that's his, like, birth year, 1902. That's what it's looking like right now. Yeah, definitely 1902. We're just not getting this hit ever. That's awesome.
Spencer, you say once you get to a certain level in comp, but if we're talking, you know, level 0 is beginner and level 10 is expert, they're still at level 0. They haven't even reached a certain point yet where they can say they're at a certain level in comp. Do you see the plays that we're seeing? How on earth is this ace not dead yet? No, wait. Let me tell you something. Why on earth is Renato stealthing right there? Wait, no, there's no way he actually thought that was gonna work.
No, we blind, like, you know how Dredge has, like, the heads in the back? Like, we're gonna blind those, because, like, that's super smart, actually. Smile. Like,
Hmm.
we forgot,
yeah,
like,
so
Dredge
blindness
has a head on
in
the
the
back of his
aspect.
head as well. Yeah, that's very unfortunate.
And we see a couple of finds right here, and instead of kicking the gen, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get an early. Oh, we're gonna whiff. So I think kicking the gen may have been the better play there, because at least we would have gotten something out of that whole situation. But he does finally get a tag because you know, Num doesn't know how to play the distance. So and he just runs into the killer again. This is, you know, these are, no, I was gonna say magnificent plays, but they're honestly garbage. And he gets hit through the fast vault. This is gonna be another pain res. We have 3 hooks at 4 gens remaining. I'll tell you what, Affinity must be feeling pretty damn proud of themselves, and I mean, you know, who can blame them?
Yeah, I don't really know what I'm watching. I mean, at one point I feel like the survivors are playing this like as bad as possible. They really just want to sell this win con. I mean, we're not healing. We're giving out these free 2-taps whenever we can. Then on the other hand, Wonderlord doesn't know how to leave a chase. I think he has like been diagnosed by doctors with actual like tunnel vision. Like he can't leave any chase. He just has to commit. I don't know what's going on, and now once again we don't know what to do. Generators are popping left, right, and center, and we're here kind of dorking it in the corner, like not even securing the hook. They could get it any time they want right now. Like the unhook is completely free while Num is reaching tier 2nd stage almost. Okay, finally we're gonna realize, like, there we go. We're gonna secure it finally.
So I don't think it's a surprise to anyone that resets are happening on Gen Pop, and we're just sitting here jorking it. We're gonna let those resets happen, because apparently that is the play. Like I said, this is true comp level 0 type shit, my guy. Like, zero game sense has been developed so far. But you know what? I suppose he at least gets a 2nd stage out of it. Was it better than, you know, the down and the pressure on 2 other survivors he could have had with all the time he spent camping that to 2nd? No. But, you know, let a guy live, I suppose.
Seeing some advanced tactics here where just gonna let Num hit 2nd and then instantly farm them, but Wonderlord, I think, is still processing that information. I think we haven't really seen the notification on the left side of the screen yet, so we're not even gonna go back to the only Deathhook survivor when there's literally no gen progress anywhere on the map. We're just gonna take a tag on the tricks, you know, take our time, let them get the reset if they want. Which, yeah, of course, it's coming out. Nice, we just, once again, where are we? We're in between, like, no man's land and nothing. We're just looking nowhere. We have Nightfall up, the most powerful ability in the entire game. You can teleport around the entire map as many times as you want, like, as fast as you want. But instead, we're just walking around, and now we finally find the reset after it's too late, giving them the full heal onto everybody.
But he does find his tunnel out. I mean, it took him far fucking longer than it should have, but he does find his tunnel out and sells the free tag. Yeah.
He's schizophrenic. He's schizophrenic. He's like, the bees, they're on top of me, help! Getting scared, bro. Oh. And we're giving him a house. Nice.
Num is just building herself a house, which is perfectly fine. Yeah, this tag's gonna come in. Unless he gets spun. I have never seen someone sell this many free tags in my entire fucking DBD career.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you talked about we finally find our tunnel out, we can do, you know, the classic game plan, but I'm pretty sure all the gens are gonna pop at this point, because an important thing to note is actually Seraphim, because of the delays, they will be getting analyzed. So that generator popping right there would normally be the tie, but because we're so slow, this is actually meaning Affinity will already be winning this set if no more gens pop right now, which definitely looking like it might happen. So this is it's gonna be difficult. I mean, we're in the 3v1. We don't really know like how to do more generators. We're just kind of, I don't know, we're kind of slow on the actually a little bit of progress here, which Wonderlord doesn't care about once again. I'm pretty sure we have a perk in the bottom right, which hasn't been used like once. I don't recall Dragon's Grip being used, which I mean, it's not that strong. It only allows you to one tap like any survivor that's touching a gen. You have like an entire minute to down them, but maybe Wanderlord realizes a minute is just not going to be enough. He's too scared to use it. They're gonna apply it here. Maybe finally a survivor taps it streams, but I doubt we're gonna see any use from this perk.
I don't think we are, because he kicks the gen and then he proceeds to look for stealth, instead of just letting them touch the gen. Which, you know what? Brilliant play. I think that's exactly how you should use Dragon's Grip. You should kick the gen and then chase the survivor off of the gen that you kicked, when you have the free ability to TP back whenever you want to. And I think we're just gonna go ahead and let Claude get away with tickling her gen to her heart's content. Because that seems like the right play. But, I mean, hey, he might get the ace down in 5 minutes.
Baron, I just talked about this. Dragon's Grip goes off across the map. We get a free tag onto Wii, and instead of going back, we just most likely let them pop the gen. I mean... Oh no, we're not stacking, of course. This guy was just slow walking in the library reading some books, and now we give them the hook on top of the gen, and now we're actually cooked because this is the only progress we have. Oh my god, what are we doing? We had so much time to just do the gens there. I mean, well, that's maybe just too scared to do anything, but Wanderlord's tunnel vision once again, just like earlier in this trial, they gave the survivor such a free opportunity to pop this generator.
No, it gave him every opportunity, and, somehow the survivors are managing to fumble at every fucking turn. Like, I mean, how are we dying on top of active? Why are we letting this happen? I'm so confused. I don't think I have seen an amalgamation of such dog shit plays since I first started playing Comp 3 years ago. Like, this is, it truly boggles the mind. And I think if Wonderland has any goddamn brains at all, he's gonna stay right where he is. He's gonna camp this to death. Right next to the gen that has the only prog on the map. Don't get distracted by the Claude, bro. You need a body blocker. And he lets her in. He lets her in because of course he does. I mean, best dredge in A, people. Best dredge in A.
I mean, it's fine, man. It's only an indoor map with, like, hallways and doors everywhere. It's kind of impossible to body block. Oh wait, never. I mean, okay, we're just chasing down Wii again. Trapper chase has initiated. We're already gaining bloodlust, and you see balanced landing. We're hitting nothing. See some amazing check spots coming through from Wii. We're gonna be running the very next possible tile we see. Oh, there's nothing. We just run into nothing, and we get the pickup, but I mean, it's just completely too late. The survivor team is just too coordinated. I don't think there's any way they're popping this gen in time.
Yeah, no. Honestly, I think that this survivor team, they could give Doc, the likes of Doc and Bubo a run for their money. I think that Doc and Bubo would be quite challenged by the team that we're seeing right now. I don't know how this dredge could possibly overcome what we're witnessing. I mean, perhaps if the dredge realized that he had a power, he might. But I think this dredge just so happens to be as oblivious as the survivors he's facing.
I mean, Baron, I feel like usually when you're talking about the dredge shit, you talk about how to loop him, right? Like, the same way you loop Artist, you always try to chain loops and leave whenever he hits on a remnant, but I'm pretty sure I've seen no survivor doing this. Ever. Like, in both of these trials, I don't recall a survivor, like, correctly using pallets and skipping them going to the next pallet. Like, right there, that pallet Bray had is such a strong pallet because the window's connected, you can leave the room anytime you want. Like, there's not really a good enough way for the killer to zone you, but he just stayed on the pallet and kind of accepted fate. Like, I don't know, man. It's kind of interesting.
Interesting is one way to put it, and with that, with one gen remaining and the penalty, who is it we're going to be seeing taking the win again?
That is Team Affinity, our killer player right now.
Well, I can't really say he deserved it. They both played like dog shit, and Team Affinity seems to have gotten carried by a technicality, which, after all the plays that I've seen, is pretty fitting.
Yeah, I mean, for anyone who might have forgotten, Team Seraphim's killer also did get a 4K1, but because they were slow in the brain during the setup, they sadly got a penalty, which means Team Affinity will be getting the free win, which they worked very, very hard for, totally, I think, because they deserved it, even though they tied. But hey, it happens. Sometimes you're just way luckier than your opponent, and you get the win. And I think with that, we're gonna be setting up for our next match, which I'm pretty sure we're staying on Midwich, one of my favorite maps. We're gonna be going into a unknown set on Midwich, which I'm very excited for. I don't really know, like I feel like the power is completely unmissable on this map, so I'm really excited to see our killers fucking that up. I cannot wait, Baron. What about you?
Oh, it's absolutely inevitable. With the caliber of Team Zero, such as we're seeing right now, I imagine that in the freest of choke points, where a power should be guaranteed, they're gonna they're gonna sell it somehow. I would almost be willing to bet money on it. But until then, stay tuned. Okay. And welcome back. We have Team of Shitnity on the killer. And Wonderland is playing the unknown killer versus Team Seraphim. And we're gonna go and see what we can get rolling. Tell me, Center, what are you expecting out of this set?
I mean, honestly, before we even began the game, I'm already scared because Unknown is allowed every single add-on, and instead of choosing something that's like, good, we decide to use some piss random blue add-ons, which, it's a great plan. Another great plan is just not using M2 here. We're gonna give them the window, we're gonna give them the pallet, but oh my, a handshake. That's a handshake of like shit. What was that? We had the free M1, we had the free vault, we had the free everything, but instead we just handshake and do nothing. Now we give them the M2, we vault after him, nice and slow, no bamboozled or anything. But I mean, our survivor, we're pathing to nothing. We're just done.
Honestly, if I didn't know any better, Center, I would say that Team of Shitnity has paid off Seraphim in some way. Or rather the other way around. Because I would like to know how you sell not only the freest M2 in the world, but also the freest M1. It's like he looked like he gave up behind him and, just gave him a nice little kiss. It truly boggles the mind. We see a TB coming in and a free tag. I don't know what Trix was hoping for here. That was almost as horrendous as the play that we saw with Wonder giving Wee a nice little kiss on the back. And of course we see a whiff here. You just can't make this stuff up, people.
Why are we going for the fast vault? We ran like 10 steps to the right, 10 steps to the left extra to just hit the fast vault, which I'm pretty sure might have given him the hit if Wonderlord just swung earlier and like reacted within a acceptable time frame, but instead we swing, give him max distance, and then Trek somehow still dies because he goes to nothing. He plays the worst window on the entire map. Ay, man, but survivors, even though we have this long chase where we're just not killing the survivor, we're not popping any gens, slow reset coming through onto Will, and maybe now we actually start like using some of our perks. Maybe now we start using Dragon Script, which again saw no use last game and no use the game before that, but oh my god, I thought he was gonna drop down and forget about it again.
What a swing down. That's not really how you do that. But I'll tell you what, man. Like, it's just how I'm at a loss for words in a sense. I think Team Seraphim needs to change their name to Team Jorkin' because they have to be doing that if they're not doing these gens. We're taking one hell of a hit there. Are we gonna see another Pain Rest coming in rather soon? I mean, he has God Palette. Does he throw it though? He does. Okay. Well, even bad players are right twice a day.
Oh my god, if we cancel our M2 at the right time, they're great. Just giving it free 2-tap. Instead of playing these really strong paladins like outside this room, you can just loop around them. I can never catch up to you, but we're getting hit by every single one of these M2s. I feel like Wonderlord isn't even that precise. Survivors are slightly running into them, but I don't think it will matter because right now Wonderlord doing his absolute best to be as inefficient as absolutely possible. I'm not really sure if you're seeing this, but this is some like honestly almost efficient gameplay in how you can be as inefficient as possible, because we're not only doing the Darva nice trick where you don't tunnel any survivors, we're even leaving survivors which are pretty much dead. Like, you can chase them, they're infected, they're injured, they're dead, but instead we just let them go and heal. Finally, we at least get this free M2. Well, is just kind of paralyzed and stuck on that pallet, doesn't know how to go anywhere, like, doesn't know he can drop down or play the mind game or play the backside of it. Trix forgot that they're supposed to run away from the killer, actually seems to be running into the killer right now, which is gonna let them start a free chase, unless we teleport somewhere where we did not mean to go. I mean, we're just completely baffled, we don't know where we are, these generators are completely 0%. What are we doing here? We're just giving the pool for free.
I don't know, I'm honestly convinced these survivors don't know clock. Because we've let top 12 just like, I'm like, bro, we just let top 12 just like regress into nothing.
Why are there free people here, Baron? Bro, no, I want you to know, the survivors are allowed FTP. What are we doing? What are we doing? We're allowed FTP, but instead we're trying to double heal, and then we're body blocking against unknown in the hallway.
You don't understand, brother. It's the comp strat. Did you not know? This was pioneered by Cynic themselves.
Oh, we're trying to trick shot. Just hit him. Open. It's the unsafest pallet in the entire map. What? It's getting carried by ping. What are you doing? Should never swing there, but Wonderlord still getting the hit. I mean, yeah, you played it so well, I guess. But we're giving the gen pop. Ah, my god, man.
I mean, you just can't make these plays up. Somehow, he sold what seemed like the freest win in the beginning, to just allowing these survivors to pop 2 gens like it's nothing. Like, I mean, Team Jorkin was not sitting on gens for the longest time in this match, and then Wonder just let himself get run on the most unsafe pallet in the whole entire map for like at least a minute. Like, Wonder makes me wonder how many hours he has, because if it's any more than 800, I think he needs, or yeah, if it's any more than 800, he needs to find another fucking game.
I think we're gonna have to get a little bit of a post-game analysis on that, which something else we might think to analyze is the strategic decision-making Wonderlord has been doing to make sure he never finds the survivors resetting. I think, like, any single time the survivors have popped a gen and started healing somewhere, Wonderlord has tried his absolute best to path as far away as possible from it. I didn't even know it was possible, but okay, nice tracking of scratch marks now, making sure we give Numb as much distance as possible so they can reach whatever they want. And that's a great M2 as well, giving them the God Palette for free. You have to break it with giving them more distance, they make them stairs. And looking around, giving them a little more distance with this pathing. Numb should take it palette now.
I mean, this has to be the best unknown player in A. I mean, all of the wonderfully missed shots. I mean, he makes it look like an art, to be honest. Right next to the art of running right into the killer and not staying on the other side of the pallet. You really can't make this shit up.
Yeah, I don't really know. Wonderlord teleports to a gen, realizes it's 0, but I mean, I guess we're just gonna go kick some gens. I mean, I think we might be a little delusional. We might think we have eruption or something in play, but what we really need to do is just get a hook. We get the pain res, but for under pallet, I feel like we might have given the survivors time to rotate, play for this pallet save, which is exactly what we're scared for right now. I mean, we're being completely schizophrenic, but it's fine because instead we just never check up on the actual high progress generator. And Claudette is just like sitting in a hallway close to the pickup, you know, not playing for pallet save or anything. So honestly, I think pretty optimal plays from both sides. We're just gonna take this result. I feel... There's no way we just take this result. I mean, it's
not good enough. Chasing, looping the unknown on this map is impossible. We had such a great position, and now we're just gonna sit here, do nothing, and let the survivors escape.
I mean, this is exactly what we said was going to happen. I think there was no real surprise here. We both went into this match saying that the unknown was going to find a way to sell the freest map on Earth. And that's exactly what just happened. And somehow the survivors, who sat around the map jorking it for over half the damn match, somehow managed to pap all the gens. That was truly something, and I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. What do you think we're going to be looking at for this next game, Santa?
Yeah, I mean, what I'm hoping to see is maybe we actually pick some perks that like might be useful, because I don't think we outplayed any palettes with brutal. I don't think we got any value from dragons. I mean, I'm just hoping we see like anything going on. We didn't see FTP. We didn't see balanced landing. I mean, both sides are allowed so many broken perks, and they're just not using anything. I mean, we're just kind of playing M1 on Killer. We're not using our chase perks on Survivor. I really hope we start seeing some better gameplay here, Baron, but I'm scared it might not happen. I think we're just going to go into another small intermission, or I mean, potentially large long these teams have been taking for setting everything up. But we'll be right back, so make sure you don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everyone, to the second trial of Seraphim vs Affinity on the Unknown. Seraphim is currently, or Affinity is currently in the lead 1-0, and previous result was a 7-stage free fresh for Seraphim's, or for Affinity's killer. So I think this should be pretty easy for Seraphim to beat, so we can at least go to the tiebreaker. But this start is not really what you're hoping to see. We chose to go with a add-on that actually does something, unlike our previous killers. But oh my god, it doesn't matter. We're just forgetting how to use the M2. I feel like you should have practiced this killer, but instead of doing anything, we're just gonna break this, give the survivor the entire map again, and then leave after getting our infection. I don't know about this game plan. I really don't know. I mean, survivors are stacking gens on mid, which right in the killer's face. We're both running into the same direction. M2 is still gonna miss. Gray's just forced to take an M1, but the survivor still hasn't dispelled. I wonder if we're even looking behind us. We might just be looking in front of us. We might not be sure how to move our camera left and right, but Wonderlord, I'm just gonna help you a little bit. You do that with the mouse. It should be like inside of your right hand. But yeah, that's just gonna be a down. There's not much we can do about it.
By some miracle, that down finally comes in. I swear, this killer brings in the right add-ons, sells it twice, and somehow the survivors still managed to give him the down.
Oh, I'm sticking Jen, guys! I'm sticking Jen!
Hey, it's a comp play, man. You stick the Jin in the killer's face and take the injury and double tap. I mean, honestly, I think they got a lot out of that situation. The Jin is still regressing, someone's still on hook, and now the killer has a free slug, and if he has the brains to pick up, perhaps you get another pain res. But, you know...
Oh, yes, slow vault,
I think we're asking for just a little too much.
Wait, we gotta slow vault it to make sure, like, we give the killer as much time as possible to react. And then give them another free tag. And then this guy's also showing exactly where he is. We know where everyone is, but... Why are we kicking the Jen? Baron, they were
before friends,
oh
bro.
My god. Oh
and
my god.
Heals before getting away.
No. You know, we saw the scratch marks running from this generator to exactly where we know the hook is. Like, did we forget where the hook was? I feel like we must have forgotten, because the survivor that was pulling was unaffected. We could have literally just hit him with an M2, and then we win the game right there. I mean, they can't even get the pull for free. We have a slug, we have an injury, we have another injury. This guy's gonna get chased immediately. It's 4k5 of how the survivors are playing this, but Gray doing his absolute best to make sure they're giving the survivors an extra chance. Once again, on that wholesome spree. Go, my king. It's so nice of you. And yeah, survivors get time to pop a gen, get a heal off. I mean, they have the time, but they're not really using the time. We're just having an injured survivor go for pull immediately. We're looking like we're on a farm Wonderland once again, since we know that is definitely not our strong suit on chase.
I'll tell you, Gray was certainly selling at the beginning, and I'm not entirely sure that that's changed. But the survivors seem to be selling even harder in some awfully miraculous fashion. I mean, what is the prog even looking like here? We have one gen, perhaps, that has something going for it, and we allow a really free save. I wouldn't be surprised if Gray manages to lose his tunnel out here. Oh my god.
Oh.
And that's exactly what he's doing! Why are we going after the David? You saw your tunnel out run the other way. But, I mean, just like truly big brain plays.
You gotta make sure you don't pull up power, so you give them the pallet, and then leave tunnel out. It's like a double whammy, It's some advanced tactics you don't understand. There was someone there. There was someone there. They don't have sound on. They have no ears. Like they're playing on their Samsung fridge, which isn't connected to the audio port. Like we could have just gotten a free slug up the Baron there. We heard them screaming because they were on the infection or on the teleport while we teleported to it. But instead we just go for this chase, get carried by your ping. Very nicely done. And we're still letting survivors pop generators left and right.
No, very shittily done. Are we forgetting that he just allowed Baron to, go unscathed from, trying to cleanse a TP and getting caught with his pants down? And on top of that, he could have M2'd. He could have M2'd Serenox. What does he do? He lets Serenox body blocks him, and then Gray just doesn't get anything out of it. Gray just allowed them to place themselves in between him and the tunnel and did absolutely fuck all. I mean, this is top tier comp stuff right here.
Yeah. If by top tier you mean on top of a hill or of a cliff about to fall off, die and nothing. Yeah, that's very top tier. But yeah, once again, just like our previous game, Gray's making sure we do some NPC pathing, making sure we're scouring the entire map except for the places where the survivors actually are. We're making sure we can not go anywhere. Even though we have a good 4gen, we don't get any value off of that. Survivors trying to stealth in, we see you, and this guy just kind of forgets to react. I feel like the communications aren't exactly on point. We're not going for any vaults. We're just gonna run down the hallway, make sure we don't path towards any pallets or anything. We wouldn't want to loop that. That would be such a massive time waste. Instead, we're just gonna give the M1, do some sublime pathing to just run back into the killer. Serenox, where are we going? And we're stuttering. We go to the right in the hallway. We forget there's a pallet there, but then we decide we go back. But oh wait, we already gave the killer infinite distance, and we're dead. Nice, bro. Nice.
I mean, and another PR right there. But you know what? I wouldn't count these survivors out yet. As shittily as they're playing.
Shut up, man.
I would be willing to bet that Gray somehow manages to sell this. I mean, these guys are the game salesmen, my guy.
I don't know, man. You're trying to make some type of argument as Baron is running directly into the killer, almost blinds himself there. I mean, I'm not really sure what we're trying to do. We're playing some check spots on this pallet, as it seems, but I think Baron forgot that he has built-in 500 extra MS just built into his arms and eyes, so can't really play any pallet. You just kind of have to send it. Gray finally deciding to look at this generator, which is actually the only one that's getting progressed, but yeah, I mean, we wouldn't want to chase any injured survivors or anything. Instead, we're just gonna leave again. We're gonna go do nothing, and we're scouring down hallways, which is already way too late. Make sure you don't go for the M2. Give them enough time to react to it.
I mean, honestly, this is world-class play. I mean, beautiful mind games. Beautiful use of the M2. I don't think anyone could possibly do better. Somehow, some way, Gray is going to make sure, he's going to ensure that PXG gets out of this room. PXG makes sure too, but just passes it, just absolutely fuck all. Honestly, hear me out. Did you not hear about the new, like, Invisible God palette update on that door? I think that's what PXG was playing for.
I mean, unless he's schizophrenic, imagining new palettes. It's like hearing a little voice and stuff like, come look me over here. Instead of like trying to play 50s or do something, just run into nothing and die. Like, nice. But it doesn't even matter because Gray, like, he's not using his perk, he's not hooking on the gens, they're just letting him pop it for free. Survivors aren't even healing, they're just making sure. Once again, I think this is the third time where we run into the killer who was just chilling in the hallway. Swing coming out, that won't be enough. Survivor still makes the pallet for free. We just have to win 50s once again. Make sure that Survivor dies. It's the only way we can get it down. Oh, and we're lag switching. I see. Yeah,
Oh,
well
yeah.
played, Gray. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's bannable, no? Like, we're lag switching.
Whenever I play killer, I'd love to get this guy's name. Oh my gosh, the criminal things we have seen. And, oh, and yeah, see, Gray is the king of selling free hits. It's, honestly, I think it's a talent at this point. And we're gonna go ahead and get the infection on these two people right here. And, the DM
wait, he's
flashlight
cooking.
thing. Okay.
Look, chase me, please. Chase me, please,
chase
guys.
me, please.
Chase me.
Shoot at me, please.
I mean, I don't know, like, it's difficult if you're putting yourself into their shoes, because on one hand, you don't want to be looped, but on the other hand, you see what happens if the killer's looping your teammates, so this guy's like, come chase me, maybe I'll do something, but then they don't do something, but it doesn't even matter. We know exactly where all the survivors are, we have multiple slugs in the 3v1, but we just don't go there, we just don't go to where the survivors are, we let them get the pickup, we give them all the time they want. They could have gone for a full heal by now. I mean, we're just gonna pick up Serinox instead of trying to find the survivors who could potentially be fully healthy now again, which actually is gonna lead to them, like, outing this, but we're just gonna safely take the hook, I guess, yeah.
I suppose so, because we're abandoning the 3-man slug strat. But, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if a gen is being worked right now and Gray looks everywhere but where the active gens could possibly be.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's just trying his absolute best to not find any survivors. Survivors also completely oblivious though. I mean, he's in the hallway, guys. Like, I feel like you forgot that you can turn your camera to face the most, like, expected scenario of where the killer would be. Okay, we're flushing ourselves down the toilet to make sure we're not close to the survivors at all. That is also very well played, but even with all of these mistakes from Gray that are coming out, it is important to note, I'm pretty sure we have already reached the win count. We had 7 stages with all fresh hooks. That means Team Seraphim will be taking the win for this set, which I don't understand how that's happened, Aaron.
I mean, like I said going into this, I knew it was somehow going to be anyone's match, and that both unknowns were going to find a sell and, you know, find a way to sell in their own special ways. And look, a gen is finally being pushed after 5 minutes. I'm sure if this were a pubs match, the DC would have already been allowed because it's been so damn long since these survivors have touched a gen. But
I would rather
you know,
play pubs, man. I don't know. Like,
yeah.
there's no comms. We're not healing. We're running into the killers. I swear, half my pubs teammates are better than this. Like, Timmy 2-tap, like, John Gonzalez 2015 is better at looping killers than this and has better macro. I don't know what I'm seeing at this point.
You are seeing peak gameplay. That's what you're seeing. I mean, this is the best of the best right here. Gray, you know, somehow, through all of the selling that they did, manages to come out on top. And these survivors somehow managed to love gens even less than their opponents did. And we're gonna go ahead and do a few little happy little moonwalks. And are we moving on to tiebreak then?
Yeah, this does mean we're actually gonna be going to the tiebreaker, which means I don't even know how much this. I really wish we would have just quickly out of this so I don't have to endure it even more, but I guess we're gonna be going to Ghoul on RPD East Wing, which I don't even know where we're playing this map. I mean, do you even know clock on that? I'm gonna have to improvise.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
gonna like
I know
say.
clock.
I'm just gonna
So
say
the gate
random.
that you think of
names.
so the gate that you think of as front gate is 6.
Six.
So the one that's like just beyond the reception desk, that's 6. And then garden is essentially 5.
All right. Well, you know,
Yeah.
unlike these teams, I'm gonna try my best. But before we see that, we're gonna go into another small intermission. So make sure you stay tuned for dog shit gameplay, and we'll be right back.
Back. We have Gray on the Ghoul Killer on RPD. And while everyone knows that the first tag is normally on the house, I'm sure Gray's gonna find a way to fuck that up. But you tell me, Center, what are your expectations for this match?
I don't even know what you just said, man. You're just kind of yapping in my ear, but okay. I feel like Gray has seen some. Wait, we don't know this map. I'm pretty sure we don't know this map. Wait. This is a first-time RPD gaming. We're running into walls. We're swinging at, like, the ground when there's nothing beneath us, but, I mean, it doesn't matter. This killer is just free to play. We still get a tag for free. We're gonna leave, because, why not? I mean, there's nothing else the survivors can really do. Like, that entire side of the map is corrupted. They just have to find a cross, which... trying their best at, but I mean, they're just kind of giving free info to the killer. But even with that free info, Gray not finding anyone. Just getting stealthed out completely here.
Apparently, stealthing out the corrupt in the Big 2-5. Oh, wait, nope. Someone's on garden. There should be a free tag. Let's see who fucks up. And... I have to hand it to Gray, but to be honest, it's pretty hard to fuck that up. You have to be trying. Farouk is going to get found and tagged here. He does make it to God, perhaps, but somehow he's gonna find his way down to the God pallet. I almost guarantee it. I'd say Gray shouldn't break it just for the plot, but he does. So.
Yeah, I mean, we're even running brutal. Like, there's only so many good pallets. Oh my god, our survivor doesn't even make the pallet! We had so much free distance. I mean, I hope you understand, the pallet in the bottom room there, the killer has to break it, and we can make anything on the map afterwards if we want, but we ran, like, kind of into the room into nothing, which allowed the killer to just cut off here and get that first crucial down, which is actually kind of close to this gen as well. And we're doing the double, reverse, triple mind game of just stealthing right next to the gen. Like, usually if you're smart, you would go, like, somewhere far away from the generator, or at least not 1 meter away from it, so that way the killer has to spend some time looking for you. But, like, the double mind game is where you just sit right on top of the generator and let the killer grab you for free. But, I mean, Gray doesn't really care. We're not gonna get this M2, we're instead just gonna give the survivors all of those free health states, because health states, they're not even that important. We don't care about them. They're only like the only thing that matter in the entire game. But back on our tunnel up, we're making sure they vault for free.
Apparently, we're gonna go ahead and put the survivor in men that was already injured, anyways. That's it's an interesting play, and now we're gonna go ahead and test check spots. Watch, Baron's gonna find a way to fuck this up. I guarantee it.
I mean, Baron, you're saying check spots, but these are guess spots, man. We're just guessing.
He's just guessing!
We have no clue.
That is a check spottable pallet, by the way, but I don't think Baron knew that. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna see another hook coming in here. I wouldn't be surprised at how inefficient the survivor team, generally speaking, is on gens if Baron dies before a third gen pops. What a gas what the hell those thing called? What a fog vial play. Yeah, that did you a lot of good. And, you know, somehow, I don't know, Gray just manages to let these survivors get away with, you know, highway robbery.
I hope you understand that the injured survivor outside here, it's completely impossible to get anywhere. I mean, the killer can catch up to you whenever they want, but instead of using our power, we just didn't use our last rush and we let them get all the way back inside, but it doesn't matter because once again we run into nothing. Wonderlord giving the free down, which gives the killer completely free slug. At least another generator's popping, but now we're onto our tunnel out, and I don't know, we've used a good amount of expected resources already, so I don't think Baron is going to be able to last very long here. I mean, even with the God Pallets, they were still going down instantly. Seeing some weird things from behavior going on there. I don't know why the vault was so delayed.
Oh, you know, BHVR code is about as good as this gameplay. But you know, and like I just said, man, we're just eating these pallets and sons for breakfast. I wouldn't be surprised if Gray figures out a way to sell this early tunnel out, and we don't see it happen until there's like one gen remaining. It is truly, I think he has to be trying to throw. I think that's his goal. I think the survivors have paid him off. And I mean, it's not exactly as if the survivors are putting up all that good of a performance either. I'm not sure who paid off who.
Yeah, I mean, instead of popping these last two generators, which are both 99, we're gonna waste a total of like 30 seconds healing everyone to full health against a ghoul, Baron. I want you to understand, there's two different gens above 75% progress as our Deathhook survivor is in chase, and instead of just popping them like individuals with more than 10 functioning brain cells, we're gonna full heal against a ghoul! Oh my god. And now, if he wanted to, he could protect that generator, but instead, we've gone and taken a wander. We're doing a little bit of a midnight stroll. No, looking at the beautiful scenery of this map, immersing ourselves into the deep lore of the RPD police station. And, I mean, now it's 99%, and we're getting all the way again? That's the third time this trial!
Quote a favorite streamer of mine, I think this man wants a large Coke. I'm being completely honest. All the whiffs here is just...
What are you looking for? Kick the chin!
Like, I mean, we see the man running away, and we whiff at the gen. We see the survivor in front of us, we whiff at the table. We see the survivor get away with the vault, we whiff at the window. I mean, is this even Ghoul that we're playing here? I think at this point, I think he thinks he's playing Evan, if I'm being completely honest with you.
I don't even really know what's going on. We forgot to kick this generator. Survivors could have literally popped it anytime they wanted to, because our killer, like, forgot where his spacebar key is, I suppose, but instead of just popping the gen where... Why do they keep survivors... Why do the survivors keep sitting right next to this gen and think they're hiding? I think that's the 4th time this trial where survivors on that generator down here, they just don't do anything. And yet, we make sure we don't use our power to slide over this pallet, which resulted in an instant down because there's nothing close to this pallet for the survivor to loop. But instead, we just make sure we give them the pallet drop for free, don't really do anything, and once again, they're sitting right next to the gen. Can we please leave the gen and stop giving free injuries to the kill?
You don't understand, bro. It's the strat. Against the Ghoul, you're supposed to give away free injuries, even when his free power isn't the one that got him the injury. You're supposed to aggressively attack the same gen, even though you know that's the one he's defending. And the Ghoul is supposed to let them pop the only gen that he's defending.
Great fault by PX. Great fault. Oh yeah, and don't. I mean, okay, the gate's open, but yeah, don't even try to like stop the survivors from leaving. Just take this shit result. Like, don't even bother going for more. I think that's a great idea from Gray here. Like, imagine the gate had 10% less progress. We can fly around the map instantly. We can stop them from opening it, And both the injured survivors are right there, so you get a 4k0. But no, Gray is not interested. He's like, yeah, I perfectly counted out the time for the survivor to open this gate, so it's gonna open in exactly 2 seconds, and they're gonna be out. So I'm just gonna take a 7-stage or so. Yeah, man, you're definitely like that will game. So
Honestly, man, I think that if I don't know, man. Like I said at the beginning of this damn match, I knew Gray was gonna figure out to find like a way to sell it. The question was whether or not the survivors were going to, step up. And you know, honestly, with how bad Gray was selling, they sold pretty hard by not going out with a 3-out. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Gray's team tries to overcome such a grim win con.
I'm not looking forward to shit. Just go to this mission, man. But
Welcome back to what has just been an absolute shit show. And somehow Gray managed to sell harder as Survivor as he does on Killer. But it is what it is, and somehow Anton managed to lose them through these god-awful fog vials that do absolutely nothing. Okay, we do end up finding him, but with what I've seen of the... Oh, I see. So, Gray is opting to just die basically because he has Wicked. Okay, well, if our ghoul has any brains, which I'll be willing to bet he doesn't, he would have carried him up and hooked him out in the hallway, but, it is what it is. But if I have learned anything from Gray's play so far, he's gonna go ahead and Wicked right now, just for Anton to go back to him. But we'll see. What are your predictions for this match, Center?
my predictions are grim, man. I mean, the killer only needs 7 stages with all fresh hooks to win the game, and Gray, instead of trying to do anything, like, at all, like, anything substantial, like, put any meaning into his life, he just runs into basement. Like, brain off, just running down there as soon as you can. And now, no one's on gens, no one's touching any of the gens that have progress, which means, like, they must have already left them, or they're not doing anything in the meantime, I don't know, but either way, Anton doesn't know what to do because no one's on gens. The survivors don't know what to do because they're not on the gens, but they've finally gone back on it. But Gray is already, like, just gonna get 2-tapped in basement at this point. I don't really know what we're doing, but I feel like Anton might not be fully aware of the perk that's in play, so we're not even gonna try to body block him all the way down at the basement stairs. Okay, we finally go here. What are we? What? Wait, just count to 10. Just count to 10. Yeah, give it the god pallet. Yes. Wait, what just happened? What is? Huh? Is he bug abusing? What just happened?
So first, Anton sells the body block, because monkey. And, then Anton sells the free down at typewriter, because monkey. And then, instead of, just pathing straight to this pallet, like, and then we sell the hook, because monkey. I don't know, man. I at this point, I'm not sure Anton's gonna get 4 stages.
Yeah, I mean, Anton was like, oh, the survivors just popped 3 different gens, like, all across the map. Oh, time to pick! And, there, Num actually has legs and decided to move away from the gen he popped, and now he's here for the pallet save? I can't believe it! Okay, finally, for once, we're not getting a ping abuse hit. I feel like both sides have just been relying on these hits being a little bit funky, after pallet faults especially, but finally Anton getting what he deserves. Now getting a free hit. We're getting some free hits on single, basically, because the positioning is not the greatest right now. Survivors not calling out the kill's exact location. We're not able to pre-leave the generators in time.
Center, just say it like it is. The positioning is dog shit. It's garbage. This is tier 0 type shit we're seeing right here. And somehow, Anton isn't taking advantage of it. So I don't know who to be more disappointed in. The survivors that aren't playing, like, in a positionally efficient way, or the killer that's, you know, has to be intentionally not taking advantage of the fact that his opponents are playing god-awful. And is deciding to match them on their level, I suppose.
Making sure Trix gets injured there when he was already injured. You know, give him as much distance as humanly possible. Yeah, those 7 stages, all fresh, I was talking about earlier, which, well, it should be a kind of a free win con because this killer is quite strong. I mean, you can get free tags anytime you want, and once some of the good pallets have been dropped, there's honestly nothing to loop on this map anymore. But Anton doing his best to make it an absolute challenge because we haven't gotten it down in, I want to say, like 5 minutes by now. I mean, we had the first down really quickly because Gray literally ran into basement, and ever since we haven't gotten a single person on the hook anymore. Which is honestly quite the feat, and we're not even gonna be able to use Pain Res. We're just gonna have to hook, like, this random hook. That's just amazing, man.
I mean, I can't say that I'm surprised. What did I say? He's probably only going to get about 3 stages this game. I imagine, and here's my prediction, 3 fresh are going to walk out of that front door. And you know what, but somehow the survivors are going to find a way to sell that. And somehow it's going to end up being a 2K in some bizarre upside down world.
I don't know, man. I mean, spies from the shadows popping left, right, and center, and still we haven't seen a single survivor ever since we hooked the Gray. And we know exactly where they are. We know there's one up here, we know there's one down there. Like, I don't really know how we're messing this up, and now we leave just in time to make sure the survivors get the completely free unhook. And I mean, we know there's 2 generators at least high progress. We're gonna be chasing here, but it doesn't matter. I mean, we needed a Pain Res way earlier at some point, but we're not waiting for a Pain Res. We're just leaving chases. At least we remembered that this generator was really high progress. You know, maybe you should like commit to that. What a crazy game plan. I know it's revolutionary. But even with that, we don't know exactly where the survivor is. I mean, they've dropped a long time ago already, giving them absolute max distance across the map. And I mean, now we're just giving survivors time to do whatever they want. We need, how many more stages? 5 more stages. And I feel like the last generator is going to be popping anytime now, Baron. This is horrendous.
You've heard of great value headsets, so it's the Walmart brand headsets, but have you heard of great value game sense? Because that's what I think Anton has, and that's what I think these survivors seem to have. Now, their gen spread couldn't be more free for the survivors, but somehow only 1 gen has popped in the past few minutes. It's nothing short of miraculous. And we are healing at the most unsafe position possible, and somehow, some way, mark my words, Anton's gonna find a way to not punish him.
I don't even understand why we're triple healing. We have a gen literally 99'd, and it takes the killer like a good 20 seconds to move between this gen and the furthest gen. If we just started stacking the gen that's right above us right now in chase, there's absolutely nothing the killer could have gone, but like, we kind of gave them a chance, but Anton doesn't want that chance. I mean, he goes on a long goose chase, chasing the one survivor who's already deathhook, who would result in the least amount of stages possible. It's just considering on top of that, we still don't pop this gen. I mean, we spent so much time all the way across the map, but our last remaining survivor, who wasn't part of the triple reset, didn't even get on this gen. I mean, we heard the con. The killer is coming over here. Baron. I'm gonna crash out. I'm gonna crash out. I am gonna crash out.
You know, that crash out would be pretty damn justified. Watch, we get the free injury here. We know, Locker is down. All that he has is typewriter, and somehow he's gonna sell this.
Wait, now you want to injure Claudette. Now we want to injure Claudette. We're gonna hold hands with her like we're 10 years old going out on a date in kindergarten. But now we decide we want to go and chase Claudette. Yes. I understand. I'm enlightened now by Anton's game plan. It all makes sense.
Oh, 100%. I think that this is peak goal gameplay right here. I think that there's a really good chance. Now, I could have been wrong. Maybe I'll eat my words. It could be 5 stages, but I don't think it's going to be any more than 1 kill. And 5 stages is really generous. I'd still almost be willing to put money on the idea that he's just going to eventually give up and end up killing Gray, and it's going to be 3 out. But somehow, some way, these survivors that don't know how to, position their way out of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich are gonna find a way to hand this Anton a fucking 2K, bro.
Yeah, I wonder if the generator we've left for a good solid 2 minutes. Oh no, he's actually chasing Gray. Oh no, please don't let the prophecy come through. They're obviously stacking the gen across the map. Will it actually be a... Wait! No! We can't even talk about double, triple mind games. We're just both lacking any capacity. What are we doing? We're swinging into a box. We're dead-harding nothing. We're popping the generator. Someone's already on the gates, and it looks like we're actually gonna accept our free stage 1 fresh result. If we're not careful.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Look, I hate being right sometimes, but what did I say, folks? Somehow, some way, 3 fresh were gonna walk out the gate. Now look, it's not over to the fat lady sings, but I'm pretty sure she's singing right now, and the tune is not looking good for Anton. I'm honestly shocked that with how poorly these survivors were playing, that somehow, some way, they managed to get out 3 fresh. It was just a matter of who was gonna sell worse. I'm at a loss for words, Center. I truly am.
Yeah, we're finally realizing that, the survivors who we saw going to the left side of the map might actually be, like, healing on the left side of the map. Crazy revolution. But, I mean, the survivors, they would have to do something absolutely insane to not give the killer a free down there. I mean, there's absolutely nothing the killer has to do. He just has to collect these extra stages and walk down the path of shame. Because even with this kill, we're not winning. I mean, we need to play for more. We needed to go for a slug, we needed to go for a down, but instead we just left this chase and we went to the gates, which we knew was already opened, which gave the survivors more than enough time to get the resets off and to be completely safe and fine in this endgame, no matter what they do. I mean, that is some revolutionary gameplay by our killer from Team Affinity, which, to be clear for everyone here, Seraphim getting a better survival result here than in Team Affinity means they will be taking this tiebreaker set.
Yeah, no, it was not a pleasure to be here. It was not a pleasure to watch that dog shit. Don't have me back again. Not for this.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're gonna be running out of casters, which is quite a shame because we have another match tomorrow at 4 p.m. CET? I don't know my time zones, man. Like 4 p.m. for German time. We have 2 other shit teams you've never heard of before. Team God and versus Silent Demons. Make sure you stay tuned for that. And without further ado, I hope you have a good rest of your night, evening, whatever time zone you may be in, and see you